Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 The Bet. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on what now? 790 The Bet. Okay, we got to remember that. I'm trying to get tuned up on that as a new format in here. Appreciate Hayden Richard, the 2021 World Duck Calling Champion out of Erath, Alabama, being with us. And we're going to switch gears here a little bit in this final segment because last week you guys knew that we had the general himself on, Larry Nixon, who is coming back for his 45th year of professional bass fishing, and he's one of the 80 people that are fishing the 2022 Bass Pro Tour for Major League Fishing. And I said, well, we need to talk to somebody from Tennessee about that tour. We can't give all this publicity to Larry Nixon. So I said, well, let's talk to a young man who I thought lived in Mitchie, but he's now in Savannah, and that's Jason Lambert. Good morning, Jason.
What's up, guys? How are y'all this morning?
Oh, we're fired up. Now we talked before early in the week about getting prepared for this year, Jason, to fish this. And you were telling me about all the different things that are going through trying to get equipment and things along that line. Tell our listeners a little bit what's happening in trying to get things ready for this 2022 season.
Well, I mean, if people ride up and down the highway and just look at car lots and see how little inventory that even automobile dealers have, it's kind of the same thing in the bass fishing world. I mean, you know, all the boat manufacturers are struggling getting anything from, you know, steering systems to cleats for tie downs. I mean,
yes.
It's just been a logistical nightmare. And, you know, fortunately, Garmin, I've been with Garmin a long time, so they've had my electronics to me for a good long while. And, you know, and it's not any one particular manufacturer of engines or boats. It's just everybody in general. And I'm making the switch this year to Yamaha, and this is been my first year with Yamaha, and, you know, I was fortunate enough they got me an engine really quick, but it's the little stuff you don't think about. It's, you know, it's control box or your shifter, it's your rigging,
little
it's your
things.
gauges.
Little things.
It's just the stuff that you can't see that goes on a boat that keeps you from being able to get stuff put together. I mean, it's no different in the housing market. We do some flipping on the side and little stuff like shower doors and appliances that really, in the whole scheme of building, has nothing to do with the house other than, you know, cosmetics, but it's just that stuff that's just impossible to get your hands on right now.
And you think, as we talked, Jason, that it's just not affecting you. There may not be 80 anglers ready to go in February when you guys hit Lake D'Arbonne. I mean,
well, I know a couple of guys, you know, probably 6, 7, 8 guys for sure that have kept their boats from last year and running it again just because they can't get an engine or they can't get these parts or whatever. But I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see, you know, not just, you know, Bass Pro Tour, but some of the Pro Circuit guys as well having to fish the first couple events out of a borrowed boat because they just can't get the stuff to get theirs ready to go. It's
crazy.
It's a wild time right now.
It's crazy. And Bill, you're listening to this, and you know that you work with a lot of different people in your job with the National Wildlife Federation, and, you know, getting equipment's not the easiest. I mean, whether you're a waterfowl hunter, a deer hunter, or a professional angler.
But people are waiting on boats, they're waiting on motors, they're waiting on ammunition, they're waiting on decoys, and, you know, everybody's scurrying trying to make it happen. And it's a tough time on both ends of the spectrum here.
And Jason, you're waiting on $7.6 million, aren't you? I mean,
I'm always waiting on money, but yeah, I mean, it's I'm looking. You're always, you know, everybody says off season, and yeah, like I said, me and my wife mess around with some houses and flip some houses and stuff, so we kind of stay busy. But there comes a point in time where you start getting that itchy trigger finger, and you're ready to get back in behind the wheel and get back to fishing tournaments. And it usually happens about Christmas. You know, you get through Christmas, and about January 1st, that's all you think about is starting to get rods ready and line ready and everything, you know, back in line for the season, because, you know, that is my job. That's my livelihood, and it's good to get a break from it every now and then. I mean, fishing both circuits in 21, you know, we were gone about 6.5 months for the year, and actually 4 months straight from April to August, and you know, you need a break from it every now and then. It doesn't matter what you do for a living. At some point, you kind of scratch your head and go, man, I need a break. And I've had a break. It's been nice, but I'm getting itchy again.
It's getting itchy.
I'm getting itchy again.
And when we look back at this, Jason, I remember 2014, you were the FLW Tour Rookie of the Year. That seems like yesterday to some folks. It's been 7. Well, it's been 7 years, and your journey is one that I think you're. This is the dream that you had as a youngster many years ago, and to win that Rookie of the Year, that really put you in there, and has stepped you up. And now, I mean, you're representing West Tennessee against Ott Defoe, many times a guest on this, Dustin Canal. How about Kevin Van Dam? Some of these guys like that. You're one of those guys.
Yeah.
So talk about
that Kevin guy. He's pretty good.
He's pretty good, isn't he? Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good. But no, it has been an interesting journey along the way. I mean, 2021 was my eighth season as a professional fisherman, and the last 3 years has been Major League Fishing, and it's I thoroughly enjoy fishing for a living, and the MLF format was a little different deal, and it's taken me a couple of years to kind of get my bearings over there.
That's right,
and get used to fishing for as many as you can catch. Growing up on Tennessee River rat, we went out and tried to catch the 5 biggest ones that lived in the river every Saturday.
Yeah. But now,
it is fun. It's nice to be, to represent a lot of the guys. I mean, I actually earlier this week I was talking to Robert Evans, who's the BFL director for Major League Fishing now, and we were, I'm probably going to fish some of those BFLs this year, but I miss those guys. I miss fishing at home, and I like to fish local events every now and then if I can, just to go see old buddies and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's the competition we fish against every time we put the boat in the water is second to none. I mean, we've got by far the strongest roster that's ever been assembled in any fishing league anywhere.
Yes.
And they're pretty serious about it when it's go time too.
Well, and that's a lot of folks don't realize the grueling schedule is part of this, but the physical side of it too, and the mental side. Jason, I mean, talk about preparing for the season. I mean, when Christmas is over, in 6 weeks you're back fishing, buddy. So how do you prepare your body and the mental aspect of this?
Well, the body part of it's pretty natural to me. I'm an old athlete. I grew up playing sports my whole entire life, and I'm kind of a gym rat. So I'm in the gym 5 days a week when I'm not fishing. So the physical part of it is kind of the easy part to me, just because I stay prepared. But the mental part and the equipment, I mean, just keeping your equipment in line because it's not, you got guys that fish Pickwick or, their lake or Columbus or wherever it is they fish all the time, or Kentucky Lake, and they pretty much have a set of tackle that they use year round. Well, fishing the way we fish, we start out in Louisiana, and we go to Texas, and then then we go to Smith Lake, which is a spotted bass fishery, and then we go up to Lake of the Ozarks, which is a deep, clear, entirely different type of fishery. So it's not just getting your 8, 10, 12 rods that you fish with all the time. It's keeping a vast array of equipment ready to go for different lakes, because you go to back-to-back lakes sometimes, like going from Lake Fork, going to Smith Lake, Alabama, there's nothing about those two places that are the same other than they're both called lakes.
Yes. Yeah.
There's nothing that compares to a spotted bass fishery to Lake Fork. So it's a lot of mental preparation. It's a lot of tackle preparation. Like I said, the physical part's the easy part to me, other than the driving. I mean, that's just,
other than the driving.
I always say I'm just a professional truck driver that gets to fish. But
how many miles? How many miles did you put last year?
Well, in 21, which was a little
this year
out of the ordinary, because we fished so much. But I bought a new truck to pull this is the truck I pull my camper with. I got it in October of last year.
Yes.
And as of right now, it's got about 36,000 miles on it.
In 1 year. In 1 year.
Yeah, and that's the camper truck. So
yes.
the boat truck's about the same, maybe a little more.
Yeah.
But, on average, it's 20 to 25,000 miles. this, like I said, 21 is just different because of fishing both trails. But
yeah,
it is. It's a lot of time.
Fishing both trails. There's not a lot of you guys that can do that. And again, we're talking to Jason Lambert out of Savannah, Tennessee. Now we kind of get used to that. Before we let you go, I know there's sponsors for you, Jason, that have meant so much to your career, and we want you to let people know who those are, and also where they can follow you on Facebook and things along that line, because he does a great job, which is the social media side of this thing. So give us a little bit about the information there.
Yeah, I mean, all my social media is at Jason Lambert Fishing. I mean, we got Instagram, Facebook, and just got with a guy, started doing a little TikTok video stuff here and there. So yeah,
Good.
Everything's at Jason Lambert Fishing, and you know, we don't do this without the guys that support us.
You sure don't.
You know, Garmin, like I said earlier, they've been with me for a long time.
Yes.
And you know, Blazer Boats. This is my third season with Blazer Boats. Love those people. Family-owned business. You can't beat them.
No.
But you know, again, Yamaha. This is my first year with Yamaha. I'm looking real forward to that. It's obviously it's a brand that's been around for a really, really long time. And,
yes.
And I'm really excited to get involved. But Yozeri, Hardcore, Castaic. I mean, everybody knows about the Jerky J.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got a lot of good companies that's been with me a long time. Like I said, I'm going into my 9th season fishing full time, and
wow,
it's
doesn't seem possible.
Hey, he's talking about Larry's been doing it 45 years. Heck, I'm 45 years old, so
that really makes him feel good now. If I was telling him that, so I know that. But hey, man, we appreciate you. I hope you have a great 2022, Jason Lambert, and we'll stay in touch. Get you back on, buddy, and. Good luck down there in West Monroe and Monroe. That's February the 5th through the 10th, the 2022 Bass Pro Tour, and we'll keep up with Jason Lambert. Thank you, Jason. Have a Merry Christmas.
Thanks.
Happy New Year, buddy.
Thanks, Larry. Same to y'all.
Okay.
Merry Christmas.
All right. Okay, guys, we've got to close it. Next week's going to be a special show. Nothing but all of our co-hosts are going to come together. We're going to talk a little bit about Christmas. We're going to try to hook up with maybe a special guest or two, but be back next week. Frank Barton, thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
For being here.
Looking forward to next week with everybody.
Bill Cooksey, thank you, and we'll talk to you next week too, Bill. All right?
Man, I had a ball and looking forward to it.
All right, let's close this baby out. Doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And what else? God bless the USA.